Going to LA. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Finally, I'm uploading a video. I haven't uploaded a video because I moved to LA, and by the title of this video you'll find out why I moved to LA and a little vlog of me moving here to LA. So before we jump into that, I would like to introduce myself in case you're new. Hello, I am Jackie. I am a fashion blogger. I write at fashionxfairytale.com, and I've been posting on there for 7 years. I post some outfits and some plus size body confidence kind of posts, and lifestyle, beauty bits, all kinds of stuff. So I've been uploading there regularly instead of my YouTube channel because I've been a bit busy in the transition of moving from Manila to LA. So this video is going to explain all of that, and I just wanted to show you a little vlog of my adventure. So let's jump into it, shall we? So it was an adventure getting here to LA. In March, I decided to move here. I have a blog post linked down below if you want to check that out. It explains everything about why I decided to move back to LA. So this video won't be too long, hopefully, but with me blabbering on, it might be long. So in June, I bought my ticket. The beginning of June, I bought it for June 21st. So that is the day I was moving back to LA. So I had the date all set. I packed my suitcase all up. I packed my whole entire life into 3 suitcases, and I was off. I had the keys to my place here in LA. I had my ticket. I was all ready to go, and I made the decision that I was moving back to LA. So a little backstory about this. When I say moving back to LA, I've actually been born and raised here in Southern California. So I lived here for 15 years, and then 10 years ago when my parents retired, I moved to the Philippines with them, and then now I'm back 10 years later. So I went to school here. I went to preschool all the way up to 9th grade, which is a freshman in high school. And then I took 1 year of high school in the Philippines, graduated high school. Then I went to college for 4 years. I got a bachelor's degree in communication and media studies. Then right after that, I went to fashion school for a year and got a certificate in fashion styling, photography, and makeup artistry. So that is kind of like a little background about it. I've been here almost a month now. It's kind of crazy. Like, I kind of remember it. It feels familiar yet unfamiliar at the same time. So I actually haven't lived in LA before. I used to live on the outskirts of LA. So I lived in Oxnard, grew up there half my life, and then I moved to the Philippines. So I don't really know LA. I've never lived in a city before. Even in Manila, I lived on the outskirts in the province. I've never lived in the city like this. There is a main road right beside the apartment I'm renting, and construction. There's a window right here with construction, heavy machinery. So if you hear that, sorry. There's always buses, sirens, you know, LA life, if you've watched it before. So that is a little backstory about my move and a little about myself if you didn't already know. So I can move on to the flight, which is a very long story, and I'll try to get through it. So June 21st was my flight. I was supposed to leave at 9 o'clock at night. So I got to the airport around 3. I like being at the airport really early. I've always been that way. So I got to the airport, the national, what is it? Ninoy Aquino International Airport. I got there around 3. I took outfit pictures, and I took my picture of my luggage because everything matched. I have blog posts on it. I'll link that as well. I have so many blog posts about my top 10 travel essentials, what I packed for LA, my LA outfit, and all kinds of like travel related posts. You can visit my blog if you want to check that out. And so I had all the things ready. I had my passports, everything. I was ready to go. And then it was time to say goodbye to my parents, my cousins, my relatives. I left all of them behind in Manila. I was technically moving out on my own. So I said goodbye to them. We took pictures at the airport. It was really like dark and rainy, and that's probably one of the first signs you'll see throughout this story. So I got in, checked in just fine. Everything went smoothly. I showed them both of my passports. I am a American and a Philippine citizen, so I have both passports. And then I just went through security and everything was good. I went to my gate, sat down, made a little corner for myself. I had my laptop, so I was doing some blog posts, my last blog post that I would ever write in the Philippines. And then I had my iPad next to me with headphones. I had all kinds of shows and movies downloaded on my Netflix app, which was a lifesaver, I am telling you. And I just had this little corner and I was like entertained. Like, I didn't really feel the time go by, but all of a sudden I started to get this bad feeling. Like, I had a gut feeling something was gonna go wrong. I don't know, I just had an intuition. So I had a little panic. I don't know what it was. At the time, I thought it was maybe regret, or maybe homesick was kicking in right away, or something. I just didn't know what it was. So to calm me down before I had an anxiety attack. I don't get travel anxiety. I'm fine, like, but like being on my own for the first time doing this, I've never flown by myself. I've never experienced anything like this. I was starting to have a panic attack. So I got up, asked like the travel lady who takes care of the gate. I asked her, has my flight boarded yet? Did I miss it? Because I've had headphones on. I was writing. I was doing so many things. I was in my own world that I forgot that I was waiting for a flight. So she told me no, it was okay. Everything is just slow. They're still preparing the plane and I should just not worry and sit back down. So that's what I did. I decided to just keep doing what I was doing. It was making me calm, even though I still had that bad feeling. So about 10 seconds later, the intercom comes on and says, "We are sorry, but the flight has been canceled." And I knew it. That feeling was correct, that something was gonna happen. Like, my flight got canceled. I've never had a flight been canceled before. Usually it's just delayed but never canceled. I've never experienced anything like this. Good thing I was on the phone with my dad. He talked me through it, like, just ask this, ask that. So I was freaking out inside, but I was quite calm. Like, I just had so many emotions. Like, what is this, a sign that I'm not supposed to go? Like, I was believing in so many signs before this LA trip. Like, everything was positive, and all of a sudden my flight gets canceled because of the rain, because the plane, as it was landing in Manila, got struck by lightning. So there was no other plane, there was no other flight out. I flew with Philippine Airlines. I've been flying with them since I was 2 years old. I've never had another flight from domestic to international. I've flown with them. This is not sponsored, but if they would like to sponsor my flight back to Manila, I'm not opposed to it. I've been flying since I was 2 years old. I'm 25 now. So if you want to sponsor me, I won't mind it. There was a lady, very kind. She helped us out. She explained everything to me because I was in the far back. Everyone was pushing and shoving and I didn't want to be that person. Everyone was so annoyed. The flight was supposed to leave at 9. It was like 10:30 now, or I think so. My times are a little messed up. So I asked her what's the next step. She told me that I can either claim some money to go home and have my family pick me up again, or if I can stay in a hotel 10 minutes away, free of charge, free food, all kinds of stuff. So my parents had already left the airport. They just got home when my flight got canceled. So they were ready to come pick me up again. But I decided to go with the hotel stay instead of hassling them and having my cousin come drive again, having my dad come pick me up. Like, it wasn't worth it. Like, even though they would give money for gas and transportation, it still wasn't worth it. And I kind of didn't want to because I would have to say goodbye to them again, and I was already feeling emotional about that. I was already crying saying bye to everyone. Like I didn't want to go through that again. Like, it kind of would have been nice, but I decided, just, you said bye, that's good enough, just get the hotel. So I got the hotel, and I stood in line for that hotel for like 2 hours or something, because to exit the airport they had to check our passports again and cancel our immigration visas and all kinds of stuff. I don't know what they did, but they had to like get our passports and cancel it, and I have 2 passports, so they had to cancel both of them. They had to do something, and there was only one immigration person to do it, so it was really, really bad. Well, I waited in that line, and after that line you could have picked to go pick up your luggage or not. So I had another debate with myself if I should get my luggage or not, and I decided against it. But I had this debate because 2 nights before I flew out of the Manila, I watched this fashion blogger who flew, so I forgot where, I forgot who it was, just I was watching on Insta story. She checked into her flight got canceled, she left her luggage, got into another flight, and her luggage never arrived. So I was thinking that's gonna happen to me. Like, I was going to lose my luggage, and I had 3 bags already checked in. They were fine, they were underweight. I was so proud that I got to pack everything in it and was underweight and everything. I had to buy another baggage because I was only allowed 2, so I bought 1 more, but everything was fine, everything was good. And I decided to just leave my luggage. It was already checked in, it was okay, everything was okay. So my dad advised me to just leave it there. I had everything on it, I have my address on it, I have luggage tags, they were locked, they were safe, and I didn't have to have the hassle of checking in and bringing all those suitcases. So imagine, all 3 of those weighed 150 pounds. I'm only 1 person, and plus I have a laptop carry-on bag and a small carry-on rolling luggage. So I had 5 bags with me, so I wasn't going to go through that hassle. So I left it there. I prayed that my bags would come with me. So after I made that decision, I got onto a bus that would take us to a hotel, and that hotel was about 10 minutes away. I think we stayed at the Belmont Manila Hotel, I think that's what it's called. I have the little paper of it. So I stayed on the bus for like half an hour to get all the passengers loaded. We went to the hotel to check in, and then we were given a meal card to eat dinner. And at this point it was like 2 a.m. Even though they gave us a meal card for food, the food wasn't the best in the world. Like, it's a 5-star hotel. You know those 5-star hotels that give like teeny tiny meals? There was a McDonald's 2 seconds away from the hotel. I got me some french fries and a sandwich, and I went up to my room, ate it, and then I went to bed around 3:30 in the morning. Like, it was really late, and we had to get up early because our flight was leaving, I think, at noon. So we got a wake-up call around 9, I think. So I had only slept a few hours. I was really delirious. As soon as I ate and got everything, I crashed and I went to bed. Like, I was so tired. So I got up in the morning and I decided to vlog. Me in my tired state decided it was a good time to vlog. So here is a clip of me explaining the situation in the moment. It was happening, like, then it's like now almost a month later. So here is that clip. Hello, good morning. It is June 22nd. I was supposed to leave last night to fly to LA, but unfortunately the plane got canceled. So I got stuck in this hotel room overnight. So excuse me, I look very tired and I didn't pack any makeup or anything. So yeah, I don't have my baggage with me either, so I'm wearing the same clothes as last night. I do have a extra blouse that I can change into later for the flight, but for right now I just have these. So it's smart to pack an outfit in your carry-on, which I didn't because it was fully and overweight already, but the airlines doesn't know that. So yeah, I'm staying at the Belmont. They allowed us to stay overnight, and I got in really late last night. My flight was supposed to leave at 9, and then it got struck by lightning, so they had to cancel that plane, and there was no other flight out, so I got stuck in the hotel. I'm vlogging on my phone because I have my vlogging camera packed in my carry-on right there. I don't want to take it out, so I'm just using my iPhone 10 or iPhone X, whatever. So yeah, here is the lovely view. I'll show you that, and maybe I can give like a little room tour. I did one last night, and then I got McDonald's for dinner, and oh, there's ropes. That scared me, like, oh, they're doing maintenance. I'm not supposed to have the windows open, so I have to close that soon. So yeah, I can show you the room, and yeah. But man, I am tired. So when I got in, I just crashed last night because I got in around 2, I think, in the morning because they had to cancel my what do you call it, like my passport. They had to do all that kind of stuff. So I should stop rambling, and I need to head down maybe for breakfast and then get the shuttle to the airport again. An impromptu room tour. So coming in, here's the bathroom. There's my outfit, standard bathroom, all that. And then there is my carry-on. Here is my outfit, my traveling outfit with my cute little socks. And then this hotel comes with some robes, which is really cool, and slippers. I didn't get to use it. There's some pillows and all that. My unmade bed and my travel pillow. I have some stuff and my McDonald's from last night. And then I still have my jacket and my other bags. And then here is the like desk area, mini bar, TV right there, which you can see me in. And the view. So right there is like the skyway. It doesn't connect to the other skyway that I showed in my birthday vlog, but that's a different road. And then the airport is right there. You can see some planes. Can't you? I did earlier. So yeah, there's the view. And then you can see the Marriott and all the other hotels. Chair, nice comfy beds. The beds were really so comfy, like proper hotel room bed, like perfect. And then we have the shower with the window. I actually haven't had a hotel room with that. I always see it in other people's hotel room tour vlogs, but never in what I stated until now. So I don't know. And yeah, that is it for the impromptu room tour. I was in the hotel. I had a little hotel room tour. It was fun. At the time, that was like trying to be a YouTuber got me through like the anxiety and all kinds of stuff. Like I was feeling emotional. I was sad that I made the wrong decision, that I should have went to go back home and then drove to the airport later. But like in that moment, filming and being normal helped me so much. So I did write down a cute little note that said LA, here I come, and I put the date. It was supposed to be the 21st, so it was already the 22nd already, so I put that. So with the hotel stationery, and then I put it in my luggage, my carry-on, and I put it in the pocket so I can see it, and like give me a little reminder that this is starting. This was just a little bump in the road, but here is a little souvenir of that and an adventure, you could tell. So I wrote that, put it in my luggage, and I was on my way. I went to the elevator, went down, got some breakfast at McDonald's again. You gotta love McDonald's breakfast. And then I got into the shuttle bus to drive me 10 minutes to the airport again. I rechecked in everything, showed them my passports and everything, and then the lady checking me in, I kept on asking, are you sure my luggage will be there? Are you sure it will go to LA? Are you sure? Like all this. She's like, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. She was really like, I just really wanted my luggage. I packed my whole life in that. That was my life in there. You can't lose that. I didn't tell her that, but I wanted to. So everything was going okay. Everything was going smooth again, which last night it did go smoothly, but look what happened. So everything was going smooth. I got to my gate. The airplane was right there. I had my luggage with me. Instead of doing my last blog post, I just watched a little bit of TV on my iPad again and tried to calm me down. I was at my gate for a while, and then they fed us lunch, and then we got onto the plane, and I was ready to go. Once on the plane, I was so amazed by those TVs. Like, I've never flown with a TV in front of me. I haven't flown an international flight in 10 years, so a lot has changed. Like, the last time I flew, there was no TV. There was only one big TV, and that's it. So planes have changed since I last flown international. So I was calmer now. I was already excited again. Like, the emotions were like back to excitement and fun, looking out the window, seeing all the planes pass while we drove past it. And then it was time to take off. And every time I take off, I say bye. Like, as it goes up, I say bye and say I'll be back someday. And that's what I did. I watched as the plane flew, and I looked down to see that I was saying goodbye to Manila. Like, you could see it from above. It was like so pretty. And then we flew through the ocean, or flew over the ocean now, and then we made a U-turn. That was really weird. I thought we were flying back because the plane was literally making a U-turn, but I think it was just going in another direction, like the one way, or it had to fly out and then make a U-turn to go to LA. So that was weird. And then we flew over the storm clouds that were damaging us from last night. They were still storm clouds, so we flew over those, and then we flew through clouds. I don't know. I've never flown through a cloud before. I've never flown during the day before. When I went in Palawan, there was no clouds because it was summer when we flew. So we don't have any footage of flying through clouds. But this time we flew through rain clouds and fluffy clouds, and it was just white for a few seconds. And I was just looking at it. I'm like, wow. And it was just so amazing. Seeing the islands, seeing like everything from above was amazing, and you don't really think about that when you're on the ground. So I was thinking about that while the plane was flying over, and I spent, I think, 10 or 15 minutes just filming everything, taking it all in. I did not include all that footage. It's chopped up, don't worry. But it took about 10 or 15 minutes before I turned the camera off, and then our flight started, and I was on my way to LA. About 6 hours in, I was starting to get bored. I had my TV shows. I watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I downloaded the whole season, or the whole, I think 4 seasons was it? I downloaded all of them onto my iPad, and I watched that. That entertained me. But once like the half, it was a 12-hour flight. Once 6 hours hit, I was like, I need to get off this plane. Not because I wanted to, but I was just so bored. Even though I was watching TV, I was like, this is tiring. Like, yeah, I slept, I watched TV, I slept, I went back and forth. And then finally 3 hours before we landed, I just couldn't sleep anymore. So I just watched TV for the next 3 hours until we landed. And then they announced that we were landing, and then we had to put the, what do you call it, the window shade up. And all of a sudden, I see there's land, and all of a sudden, like, I want to scream, look, land, land. Like, what did the pirates say? Whatever. Like, I had that in my head, like, wow, I'm in the US. So we flew over so many things. Apparently my dad was following the flight as well, the flight tracker, and he said we were passing all kinds of different cities and towns. It showed it in the middle of the screen. Like, I had my screen on at this point, and you could see where we were flying over, the mileage, all that detailed stuff. And then we were landing, and I whispered to myself, I told you I would be back. Because when I left for Manila 10 years ago, I told LA bye. I said, someday I'll be back. I don't know when, but I'll be back. And it came full circle. 10 years later, I'm looking at LA, and all of a sudden, hi, I'm back. Hello, I told you I would be back, and I'm here. So that was really nice. We landed safely. We got to LA. The flight captain announced it, and I somehow recorded it, so there's that clip.
Aboard Philippine Airlines welcomes you to Los Angeles. The time now is 11:45 in the morning, and the date today is June 20, 2018. Thank you for flying Philippine Airlines, the heart of the Filipino.
As soon as I got out of the airplane and into, like, we had to park in the middle of LAX or whatever. We had to get a bus to the actual terminal, and as soon as I stepped outside, I'm like, is it air conditioning or what? It was cold. I was not used to the cold. Remember, I came from very high humidity country that was always in the 90s. It had like 110% humidity or whatever it did. I lived in a very hot country for 10 years. So when I stepped outside, I was like, why is it cold? I had like a sweater on already and my jacket. I'm like, why is it cold? Like, is it air conditioning? So that was really hard to get used to. Going through security was okay. I made it. It was really different. I've never, I usually never do this because usually I have my parents check me in and all that, but this time it was only me, so I did it. I was successful. I stood at baggage claim for a good half hour before I saw my luggage. I was already saying, I'm not gonna make it. It's not gonna make it. I was already convinced. The first 5 minutes I was like, yeah, it's gonna come, it's gonna come. After a while I was convinced it wasn't. Finally I saw one. I have very hot pink suitcases, so you could really see when it came out of the carousel thing. So once one came out, all of them came out. So an old man helped me. So I said, thank you so much. Like, I was lifting 150 pounds of luggage onto the cart. Like, I was crazy. Like, but everyone complimented, like, oh, your suitcase is so pretty. Oh, wow. All that. You really like pink. Even in the Philippines, they were like, I wonder what your favorite color is. And then the guard who was checking me in Manila was like, you hate pink, don't you? Because everything was this hot pink right here. All of my suitcases, even my carry-on, all of it was hot pink. So I got that. I managed to get all my suitcases, luggage, all ready to go. I had it stacked really high, so I had to like peek out from the under the cart because my bags were huge. And I got everything ready to go, and I filmed the sign that says welcome to LA or welcome to Hollywood, something like that. I had to film a little clip of that. It really, like, that was the last clip I filmed at the airport. I took an Uber, which was another hassle. It almost made me cry and have a panic attack again, but I managed to do it. Like, I was so happy that I did it. And I got to my place around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was the first time I've flown out of the Philippines during the daytime internationally and arrived in LA during the day. Usually it's nighttime all the time. And if our 9 o'clock flight would have came, I would have landed here around 7 o'clock at night. So it was really weird being in I was a little bit jet lagged. I got here at 3 o'clock. I had my keys already. So I guess I can tell you the backstory of this place that I'm staying at right now. So it's another long story. Get ready. We have a friend who's been our friend for maybe 13 years. So he lives 2 streets down from us in the Philippines. He is an American. He met my dad. They didn't know each other here in America. They only met in the Philippines. So they've been friends. I know him. Like, he comes over once in a while. Like, there's only 2 American guys living in our subdivision. So they talk, they hang out, and then I just got back from my birthday staycation, and all of a sudden, like, it was a sign. He came over and was like, hey, I'm going back to LA to visit my wife, and yeah, I need to sort out the house because one of the tenants is leaving. And then I already decided before that I wanted to move to LA, and I was already looking at places, but they were so expensive. I had no idea where I wanted to go. I was going to move back to Oxnard or Hemet, where we moved when I was 13. So I was already looking at those 2 places. I wanted to live in LA, but the rent in LA, am I right? So he was telling us about the place he owned, and my dad said, oh, my daughter's looking for a place. She wants to move back to the States. So he was talking about it like, well, I have a place. Do you want to rent it? And my dad was like, oh, maybe. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. I was so excited. Like, everything was falling into place. If, like, all the signs were like, yes. Like, he came over that day. Like, when me and my dad were talking about it the night before, of, like, finding my own place and, like, trying to finalize everything when I did move to LA. And, like, all of a sudden he comes over and is like, oh yeah, someone just moved out of my house in LA. Do you want to rent it? And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go there next week. I'm gonna sort it out, see everything. And then in May he called and he's like, okay, you want the place? Yeah, you got it. And so I waited for him to come back to the Philippines. He was visiting here in LA at this house. And he's like, okay, so we paid him the rent. He gave me the keys. I didn't even see the place. Like, I agreed because I just needed a place. It was reasonable and everything, but I got the place. It is a house. So I call it an apartment, but it's actually a house. I live with his wife and his nephew. So those are my housemates. There's 3 of us living in this house. There is an office right next to me, which he said I could use, and that's where I do my makeup and I work out there sometimes. And then there's a kitchen, bathroom, all that. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna do a house tour on this place. I might do a room tour, but like, I'm living with other people, so I don't know if I can do like an actual tour. But it's a really nice place. Like, me and his wife is living here while he's in the Philippines, so I'm hanging out with her. She takes my pictures, and we've been hanging out and doing all the stuff. His sister lives downstairs, so like, there's a house upstairs and a house downstairs. So his sister, the landlord I'm renting from, lives downstairs. I get along with her. We went out, and so I'm hanging out with all kinds of adults, at least the nephews my age, I think. But yeah, I have housemates. I wanted to rent on my own, but starting out, no, I can't. But I took the opportunity. It's amazing. I like where I live. I turned the living room into my bedroom, so we're gonna make a door right here so I have my privacy. I was sleeping on the couch for the first 2 weeks, and then we ordered my bed, which is my dream bed. I wrote a whole blog post about it if you want to check that out as well. And yeah, I am so far happy living in LA. And yeah, I kind of don't have a room right now because we're gonna renovate it and make it pretty and reorganize it. But for now, it's really nice. I have a place to stay. I have an office that I can do my makeup, my blog work in. That's where I took pictures for my suitcase blog post. Like, I have everything that I want, and I'm really close to everything. I really wish that I could tell you where I live. I've been telling my like cousins and stuff, but I'm in the perfect area. It's amazing. I'm enjoying life in LA, and of course I have been vlogging. I have 3 weekly vlogs of me living in LA. I call them LA weekly vlogs, episode 1, 2, and 3. I have those pending, so I wanted to get this video out before I did those vlogs. And yeah, I don't know when they're gonna be up. Maybe Mondays, maybe Tuesdays, I don't know, but I'm trying to get this up on a Friday like I usually do. I'm trying to get back to uploading and doing stuff again. So I've been blogging. I have so many blog posts up, like it's amazing. Like I moved to LA to be a fashion blogger. That is so amazing. Like I am so happy. Like if you could tell, like telling you this story and stuff, I am doing great, enjoying my LA life, visiting all the LA tourist spots. But if you have any that you recommend that isn't really popular but I think I should go to, leave them down below. That is all. I will have the weekly vlogs shortly. Hopefully after this video is up, I can get those up for you. And I think that is it. I hope you enjoyed my moving to LA vlog. So I said goodbye to the Philippines, hello USA. So yeah, I think that's what I named it, or I don't know what I'm naming this yet, but yeah, I just wanted to share the happy news that I moved to LA and I took you along with me. So if you want to check out more, I have all kinds of blog posts related to me moving to LA, so you can check that on my fashion blog. And I think that is it. I know this video is going to be long and rambly, but I hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to share more adventures with you. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye everyone.